Here we are again. Hello everybody. And no, you haven't lost a day. It is Saturday. I'm a day earlier this weekend. All will be revealed in a few minutes. So welcome to the show. Fan of the Month's quiz. I'll start that again. Fan of the Month quiz. This day in Elvis history. Photo and song of the week. Poll results. Plus you can call me free on Facebook Messenger. And of course we have the topic. Here's Danny B-Side, says Steve, my man. Hi, Danny. And I saw Priscilla saying that her wife is playing up. I think she meant Wi-Fi. Well, I hope she did. So yes, here we are on a Saturday evening, afternoon, instead of Sunday. That's because I am going away for a couple of days from tomorrow. So, and I didn't want to just not do a show because I enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy doing these shows. So we did it on a Saturday instead. Same format. I can see a lot of the same people actually, but if you are new to this channel, you're just watching for the first time, please subscribe by clicking the bell, turning it black by selecting all, not personalized, and also if you can like these videos, comment, share, tell everybody about it, because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep Elvis's legacy and memory alive, because there's nobody like Elvis Presley. It's as simple as that. Well, that's what I think anyway. Don't forget your super chats if you want to me to address something in particular, because I don't see all the comments. I have to admit, I do not see all the comments first time round. I normally see the comments second time round when I watch it back to make sure that everything was okay. Moderating today is Dave, Arkansas Dave. Hi, Arkansas Dave. Hope you're keeping well. And Maxine, of course, doing a great job. As I say, yeah, if you want to donate to the channel, you can, and you want me to see something specific on the chat, then you can donate by using the super chat, which is the $sign. And also you can buy me a coffee using the link below if you want to support the channel. That's all that out the way. Arkansas Dave says hi. It's Jeanette is in the building. Elvis Forever, Wet Blanket. Yeah. All the usual suspects, nobody not letting me down because it's a Saturday. You can always watch this on playback tomorrow anyway at the same time if you do miss it today. Right, so on Wednesday we did Time Traveling with Elvis, and we did 1935 to 1959. And today, as you can probably tell by the title, it's 1960 to 1969. If time travel was possible, and I really do hope that one day it is, which Elvis landmark date would you choose to visit from 1960 to 1969 only? Okay, and the reason why I'm saying only is because we're doing the 60s tonight, and then we will do the 70s on Wednesday. I'm getting confused with me Saturdays and me Wednesdays. So we'll do the 70s on Wednesday. And I did a poll, and a lot of people voted in it and left comments. And I will read your comments on the poll, and I'll give you the poll result as well after we've had a little bit of a discussion about what the choices were on the poll. And Danny B-Size says, give Mel I think he means give Mel a shout. Hi, Mel. Hope you're keeping well. Thanks for the support that you give the channel. And everybody else that gives this channel support. So one of the first options, or the first option actually, that I chose was, if you could travel back in time, what about Elvis is back? What about when he came back from the army, and then it was the Welcome Home Elvis Frank Sinatra TV special that was recorded in April, and I believe it was broadcast in May, if my memory serves me right. Imagine being in that ballroom and watching Elvis, that super fit Elvis, because he'd just come out of the army, duetting with Frank Sinatra, singing Stuck on You, Fame and Fortune. Just, yeah, that was the first choice. Then I chose as a second choice for you to set your time machine to March 25th, 1961, Honolulu, Hawaii, the Block Arena, USS Arizona benefit concert. Now, you know, if you could travel back in time, you could make your own recording because the one we have, unfortunately, I mean, I know it was 1961. It wasn't even professional equipment, but the copy we have of this. By the way, what I should have done when I was talking about the Frank Sinatra one was show that. I'm not on my toes at the moment, am I? I must remember to keep showing these photographs. So yeah, your first option was if you could travel back and look at that there from the front row. Doesn't he look fantastic there? And that was just before he went to Hollywood, and they had to cut all that hair off to make him look like a GI again. So yeah, that's the first option. Second option, as I said, March 25th, 1961, the Block Arena, USS Arizona benefit concert. And one of the things I would try and do is make my own recording of this, because the one we have, unfortunately, is, even when it's cleaned up, it's shocking. It is shocking audio quality. Video camera would be a big question mark, because you would definitely draw attention to yourself in 1961 if you were using a video camera. It's a bit like the video camera that Doc Brown sort of admires in Back to the Future, the first Back to the Future film. And I'm sure you would stand out like a sore thumb in 1961 with a video camera. But wouldn't it be great to try and get at least a little bit of footage? Because we have the photographs, but we don't have any footage. Then the next one I chose for you to pick from was meeting the Beatles. August 27th, 1965. Again, you know, you'd have to try and get a tape recorder in. Now, a tape recorder wouldn't stand out quite as much in 1965, and you could sort of shove it under a chair maybe, and not draw attention to it. A camera, I don't think you could get a camera into Elvis's home, because even in 1965, the Colonel was saying no photographs of this meeting. It's just, they want to relax. They want to be able to relax. There's a few shots taken outside when the Beatles were leaving, but nothing inside the house. This one goes without saying, really. June 1968. The NBC TV special, to be able to sit in on that and get really, really close to him, because don't forget, in 1968, it says, are our comments being seen? Well, they are being seen, but I don't get a chance to address them all, unfortunately, but I do see them on replay, and Maxine and Dave are just keeping an eye on those things. But as I said at the start, if there is anything in particular you want me to address, or you want me to see a particular comment, then you can purchase a super chat by clicking on the $sign. So, Denise, that's the answer to that question. In 1968, you could get really, really close to Elvis, because it was such a small, intimate venue. Even the NBC studio they used was quite small compared to the ones they use today. And they got all the pretty girls to sit on the stage, edge of the stage. So if you're a pretty girl and you can travel back, then you would definitely get front row. Hands down, I'd sit in on that. I think John means the 1968. Who else could carry off that black leather? That's right, Dan, I agree. There were 2 women stalkers at the 68 special. Yeah, that's right, Dave, yeah. Lewis says that would be my dream, to be at the 1968 special. '68 comeback special was pretty good. That's an understatement. Pretty good. And then finally, what I asked you to get ready for this, girls. Now that's not even the cold shower photograph. That's just to represent the 1969, August 31st, 1969 performance when he returned to live performances. And, again, would you set the dials for August 31st, 1969, go to the performance, and then even try and maybe blag your way into the press conference? And we all know what he looked like at the press conference. And again, this isn't pick of the week or cold shower photograph. Jill goes, "Oh my God." This is just to represent. So we have that as a choice. Going to see him on August 31st, 1969, the performance, or then blagging your way into the press conference. Steve, you are spoiling us with these photos. Yeah, well, I try and, make it as interesting as possible and try and include as many photographs as I can. So, after those choices, the poll result panned out like this. And for the first time, fifth place was a complete and utter tie on 6%. As you can see, the Welcome Home Elvis Frank Sinatra TV special, the Block Arena, and the Beatles, all on 6%. It's the first time that's happened. And then 24% NBC TV special, but overwhelmingly again, 58% return to live performances. And I would tend to agree with that. Actually, if it was my choice, I think I would return to live performances and then the NBC TV special. So that's probably how I would have voted as well. First choice would have been July 69, second 1968. And then, it's kind of hard then to decide between the other three, isn't it? I think, though, the Block Arena one would have been pretty special as well, because 1961, he was still on the crest of a wave. He hadn't really got into the movies as such yet. So that's how it worked out. And actually, I've got an idea, before I read out the comments. I think I might start doing a fan of the week and pick either my favorite phone call or my favorite poll comment, because a lot of people comment on the poll as well. And I might just pick out, I might not do it this week, but I might do it from tomorrow, from Wednesday. I might say, I like that comment, and fan of the week is. So if you'd like to be fan of the week, all you have to do is comment on the polls, or you can ring in the show live. So let's, Doug Dickerson, hi Doug, said, if I could sneak a camera and some type of tape recorder, then I might pick the meeting with the Beatles. Can you imagine hearing a tape of them all singing? Yeah, it would be the holy grail of tape recordings. But as is, I have to be there at Vegas when he stormed back into the music business in the summer of '69. That's what most people said. Those shows during that first engagement were just so energetic and powerful, and he did everything, every song to his best, unless he saw a man with a bald head. Yeah. Priscilla, hi Priscilla. You've done it again, Steve. Asked another impossibility of us. I couldn't pick one or the other. Elvis's generosity is always something that intrigued me, so you put a gun to my head, I'd have to pick the charity concert in Honolulu with the memorial in the USS Arizona. Mark says, any landmark date will do. Steve, you know that, and still you let us fans choose. Okay, for me it was 1969, so that's another vote for 69. Vilma, hi Vilma. I voted for 1968 special because he was so close. That's what I said. And you could see every little detail of his beautiful face, his trembling hands, his heart beating fast, his nervousness, and his shaky legs. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. I agree with that, Vilma. His live performance of the 31st of July 1969, I think he was wearing dark clothes then, not his white jumpsuits. That's Vilma says that as well. Mega Nonki says, apparently the Beatles meeting didn't go too well, especially between Elvis and John. I don't know. I think it probably did. So I picked the first appearance at the International in 1969 where there was very little footage of this. Yeah, there's a little bit, but not much. And he was experimenting with the song list. Jeanette, hi Jeanette. NBC special for me, not only, but only if I sat next to the stage. Sure, he was nervous at first, but he still looked and sounded phenomenal. I would love to be with him in that informal setting and see him joke around with Scotty and DJ. And most importantly, I want to see him in the black leather suit. Yeah, let's get that up again, won't I? Yeah. What else have we got? Jill. Well, all of them naturally. It would be a toss-up between the Sinatra and 68 special, but I have voted 68 special because of the closeness. I'd have sneaked a leg stroke as well, says Jeanette. Imagine sitting next to him when he sang Memories, the black leather and his stunning good looks and the fact that he was sex on legs. Am I allowed to say that? Too late I have. Yes, of course you are, Jill. Laurie says, I would do the 1961 Hawaii, but I have seen clips and with all that high-pitched screaming, I would have gone nuts. So I chose the 1969 concerts. I suppose you could choose both, couldn't you? Danielle, set the machine for NBC TV special 1968. I would be sitting on the stage like grass on green, or green on grass. 360 degree view combined with such closeness that you can smell his aftershave. And if you're lucky enough, feel a drop or two of sweat falling on your face. I'm ready. Get my helmet and goggles on. When are we leaving? Anne Weiss says, another hard choice, but I went for the 1969 Vegas debut. He was finally back where he belonged in front of a live audience. The tiger finally free from his cage. The noose of the movie contracts finally loosened. And the world was his oyster. But she does go on to add that after 1972, it became a torture for him, both body and mind. His homecoming with Frank came close second. Again, a pivotal time in his career and very uncertain as to how things would pan out. Yes, that's right. Nobody knew for sure how it was going to pan out. So there you go. There's some thoughts on the time travel. And as I say, we will do time travel in the 70s. I will try hard and pick some 70s landmarks for you for Wednesday. Obviously, it doesn't take much to guess that obviously in there will be Aloha. You can't do a landmark show for the 70s and not pick Aloha. We're going to do Fan of the Month quiz coming up. Also, Song of the Week, Picture of the Week, Elvis history. Still a lot to get through, actually. The pick of the week is a cute one. It's not really a cold shower one, but it's a cute one. So, and the moderators will help me and confirm who gets the question correct first. And their decision is final. Angel Baby Steve, you maybe get my blood pressure up. Yeah, Angel Baby has low blood pressure, but looking at that one there, her blood pressure could go up a little bit. That's another good one as well, isn't it? 61. Hi, Maxine.
Hello, how are you?
How are you? I was just about to start doing the quiz, but we'll hold off for a while. No, definitely not. What do you think?
Oh, it was a hard one. You keep giving hard ones out.
So we've got Frank, then we've got the Block Arena, we've got Meeting the Beatles, we've got NBC, or we've got obviously 1969.
Oh, I did the NBC 68, but then again, saying that, I'd have gone to 1960.
So, but if you can only choose one, I reckon you'd probably go for the 1968 NBC special. I'm only guessing.
No, I would actually.
Yeah. Although he looked damn fine in the Frank Sinatra show as well, but the hair was very high, wasn't it? It was piled up.
So bouncy.
Yeah. When he shakes his head doing Stuck on You and all that, and he shakes his head and it kind of all sort of ripples like waves almost. But
Oh, it does.
he was very, very nervous as well. You could just tell he was nervous. God help him.
He was, but he smashed it.
Oh, he did. Of course he did. Of course he did. But somebody made a comment there, and I read it out there a few minutes ago. Nobody knew how it was going to go, including Elvis, Colonel Parker. Nobody knew how it was going to go. You know, he could have been. It could have been all over in by the end of 1960. He had a couple of movies lined up, but after that, it could have all been over.
It could have, but I think Elvis would have found a way to bounce back anyway.
Yeah, maybe he would have gone into serious acting or something like that.
Yeah, he would have been great as a serious actor.
Yeah, because don't forget, his last film before he went in the army was King Creole.
Oh, that is a brilliant movie.
Yeah, so obviously they jumped on the bandwagon to sort of tie in with GI Blues, but the next one, was it Flaming Star? Again,
Yeah.
You know, a very dramatic role. So it's just a pity it didn't. Just a pity, you know, that it wasn't as well received as the ones like Blue Hawaii and things like that, and Girls, Girls, Girls.
I liked it, but I'm not keen on Girls, Girls, Girls. It's just the same storyline as every other sort of movie that he did after that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I've often said I think the last really, really good movie before the mid-60s was Viva Las Vegas. After that, there was, you know, and then they got better again. You know, there was some good ones near the end of the 60s again. And Charo is a favourite of mine as well, actually.
That was a good one.
Yeah, and of course, Change of Habit. But Change of Habit, my God, he was just drop dead gorgeous when he's doing the rubbernecking. Oh my goodness me!
Oh, definitely his hair then.
Yeah,
just
that's right.
Run my hands through it.
Right, you run off and get a cold shower and do some moderating, okay?
All right, and see you later, Steve.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's Maxine. So as I said, the moderators will help me out, telling me who got the answer, or they will confirm who got the answer right first. And it is double features. And next week, we've got what we call Blankety Blank, where I will read out some song lyrics and you have to find the missing word. I think actually me and Danny B-side were discussing this, and he said you could do something like the missing word, and I thought that was a good idea. So the next week's fan of the month is down to Danny. Now, obviously, Danny doesn't know the questions, but he gave me the idea. Good idea, Danny. Blankety Blank. For anybody that from England remembers Blankety Blank, it was a TV show, wasn't it, with Terry Wogan? Right. So, double features: King Creole and Change of Habit. And I think I've done double features on King Creole before, but not Change of Habit. And I must do maybe Tickle Me or something like that one week as well. Danny is giving me a funny face, so he does remember giving me that idea. Right, stand by mods. King Creole was based on the novel by it says the novel A Stone for Danny Fisher, who wrote that novel. King Creole was based on the novel A Stone for Danny Fisher. Danny sounds awesome. Yeah, he's a good lad. Great lad. Two good movies. Yeah, I agree, Maxine. Let's see who comes up. Okay, nobody yet. Duncan. I know Priscilla said Robbins, but Duncan Campbell got the full name. So, Duncan, well done, Duncan. A lot of people now. Danny B-side, Ruth. Hi, Ruth. Priscilla, Jenny. Yeah, Harold Robbins. A Stone for Danny Fisher. I thought I'd start you off with an easy one. Love his accent. I'm not sure who Denise is talking about there. And Angel says, thanks, Maxine, for calling in. Yeah, no, Maxine always calls in. She's a wee pet. She really is a pet. Right. And continuing, Mark says, I missed the question. Continue. Oh, yeah, Priscilla is having trouble with the Wi-Fi, or she said earlier on, wife. Yeah, I can, Maxine confirmed that Duncan is first, so I can now tell you. Oh, yes, Denise, I get what you mean now. You love Duncan's accent. Yes, the Scottish accent. Yes, yes, great accent. Second question on King Creole, and it is, what was the name of Vic Morrow's character in King Creole? And I'm going to take this opportunity to have a little sip of water. Before the answers start coming in. What was the name of Vic Morrow's character in King Creole? Brian Roberts. Well done, Brian Roberts. Just fractionally before Duncan Campbell, I believe. Shark. Yes. Wow, look at all those sharks. Wouldn't want to be in amongst those. Just wait for Dave. Wow, you people are quick. Yes, John, they are. You have to be very quick. Just wait for the mods to confirm that it was Brian. Thanks, Dave. Linda says, answer showing before the question. I do believe that's probably your chat settings. Instead of top chat, you should be selecting live chat. Or you can just refresh your feed. Yeah, Maxine. Thanks, Maxine. Ruth. Hi, Ruth. Land shark. Yes, indeed. Yeah, as I said at the beginning, I might do a fan of the week, an Elvis fan of the week, where if you ring in and I like your phone call, or if you leave a comment on one of the polls and I think it's a really, really good comment, then I will award you Elvis fan of the week. Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel fan of the week. It was Brian, yes. Great. Okay, question 3 on King Creole. What does Elvis say after he smashes 2 bottles and uses them for defense in a fight? What does he say? Dan says, I got Harold Robbins first. And Maxine says, I like the sound of that. Yes. Yeah. Elvis fan of the week. For either ringing in with a good topic or a good phone call. Ah, here we go. Now you know what I do for an encore. Banjo. Hey. Well done, Banjo Paul. I will just wait to make sure that it was Banjo. Now you know what I do for an encore. Encore, yeah. Dave says Banjo Paul. Great. Brilliant. Still feels like a Sunday to me, even though it's Saturday. I'm going away for a couple of days. If anybody's wondering why I'm doing it today, it's because I'm going away for a couple of days. Now we move on to 3 questions. Hi, Dirk. We go on to 3 questions for change of habit. And me and Maxine were discussing change of habit on the phone a few minutes ago. And my heavens, did he not look good? Especially when he was doing the rubber necking. Okay, here we go. What was the final song Elvis performs in Change of Habit? That is the first question for Change of Habit. It's the last one you see Elvis performing in Change of Habit. Denise Muller, first time on the show. Well, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and tell anybody you know who is an Elvis fan about these live shows and interviews. Well done, Mark G. Let us pray. Duncan was in there very, very quickly again. Roseanne, Keith, but as far as I can see, it was Mark G. Well done, Mark G. Yeah, I mean, just think that's the actual last song he performed on a movie. After that, obviously the documentaries, that's the way it is, Elvis on tour, but Let Us Pray was the very, very last thing that he performed on screen on a movie. Mark G got in first. Thanks, Dave. And Maxine also says Mark G. Congratulations, Mark. Do you know, I always mean to do this when somebody gets the question right. Should give everybody a little cheer when they get a question right, because I have a little cheer thing on here. Right, the next question coming up on Change of Habit. Which production company produced Change of Habit? And they didn't do many of Elvis films. Do you think Sister Michelle chose Dr. Carpenter? I hope she did. They kind of left it up in the air, didn't they? Yeah, I agree, Banjo. It was actually a good song to finish off with. So which production company produced Change of Habit? Well done, Brian Roberts. It was Universal. So that's 2 to Brian tonight. Paul, Dan, Dolores says United. Duncan says NBC Productions. Have the sound of a flushing toilet when people get questions wrong. Oh yeah, hey, yeah, thanks for reminding me. This is for Brian. Well done, Brian. Who's going to get the final cheer of the night? Wow, look at all those universals coming up there now. Yeah, thanks, Maxine. Brian Roberts was first. And final question of the night. Who's going to get the final cheer? Which song was not originally recorded for the film, but added later? Okay, so it wasn't recorded as part of the sessions for the movie, and it was added later. Jeanette says, check my answer, please. Okay. Can I scroll back for that? Jeanette says Universal. After Duncan, after Denise, after Brian Roberts, and Danny said Paramount. Okay. So that's checked. Have a happy. Rubbernecking. Well done, 5107 Lewis. 5107 Lewis. Lewis. Now, just the mods will just confirm that was 5107 Lewis. Rubbernecking. We mentioned rubbernecking quite a few times, even before that question came out. Have a happy. Let us pray. Oh, Angel, that's very late. Linda says it was Brian. Okay. Jeanette says, good job, everyone. Just waiting for confirmation from the mods. Was it 5107? Yeah, Dave says, and Arkansas Dave says 50, and also Maxine says the same as well, 5107. Great. Alrighty. So that is the Fan of the Month quiz. And there's one more round. And as I was telling you earlier on, it's going to be blankety blank. I will read out some lines from an Elvis song, and I will substitute the word for blank, and you will have to type in that word. Actually, it makes it easier because there's less typing. You don't have to type out. It's just going to be one word. So it'll be whoever is fastest on the draw to type one word. Yeah. 5107 Lois says, that's my first time. Well done. Well done, Lois Lane. What will I do next? Will I do Song of the Week, or will I do Elvis History? I think I'll do Elvis History first, will I? And don't forget, also coming up is that, well, it's a cool photograph. It really is a cool photograph. This day in Elvis history. Oh, I've got some pictures as well for this day in Elvis history. And slideshows as well. 1954, October 23rd. Billboard announced that Elvis Presley, together with Scotty and Bill, made an appearance at the Texas Bill Strength's Nightery in Atlanta. However, no proof of this has been found. Whether he did or not, I don't know. 1955, at the Missouri Theatre, St. Louis, Elvis was scheduled at 2, 5 and 8 p.m. Elvis was supposed to open the show, but he was late. He stated he was searching for his wallet, and he was not allowed to perform, and he had to pay a $125 fine. There you go. And there's a photograph of him. So he lost money that night. $125. 1956, Elvis got a visit from Nick Adams. There's Nick and Elvis. 1957, I have a slideshow. He was in Vegas. And that's actually George Klein, isn't it? Scratching his face there. That's definitely George Klein. And more autographs. There is George Klein again at the bottom. And also... I think Tom Diskin was in that other photograph as well. Yeah, that's definitely George. Let's wait for that other picture to come round again. Yeah, that is Tom Diskin on the left. 1958, Elvis attended a Bill Haley performance in Frankfurt and visited Haley backstage, where he also met Little Gerard, a rock and roll star from Sweden. So there's Elvis and Bill together. Obviously Elvis in uniform, with it being 1958. Yeah. Elvis really, he's just outstanding there, isn't he, amongst everybody else. 1961, Elvis started with Kid Galahad, a United Artists. He met producer David Weisbart and director Phil Carson. First appointments were to be made with wardrobe and makeup, and then a medical exam for insurance purposes. Elvis started with workouts with champion Mushy Callahan, and his role in the movie Kid Galahad, co-starring Charles Bronson. 1964, Vernon moved from the house on Hermitage to a new home on Dolan Drive, just behind Graceland, on this day in 1964. 1965, this is a funny one. Elvis got a speeding ticket near Graceland around 4 a.m. whilst returning home from the Memphian Theatre. Hi Elvis lass, hi Michelle. 1968, Elvis worked at United Artists Western Recorders with Billy Strange on the soundtrack for Trouble with Girls. Actually, it wasn't Western Recorders, it was just United Artists Recorders. I'm getting mixed up there with Western Recorders was used for the NBC TV special. So he worked with Billy Strange on the soundtrack for Trouble with Girls from 7 p.m. till 3:15 a.m. Later, Felton Jarvis would overdub and remix the tracks in Nashville. 1972, Elvis bought a gentleman's diamond and ruby ring from Lowell Hayes for the amount of $3,456. There you go. And finally, and I've got slideshows for this as well, Elvis performed at the Cleveland Coliseum, Richfield, Ohio, and he's wearing the Arabian, I think that's the Arabian jumpsuit, if I'm not mistaken. He did look good in uniform for sure. That's true. He did, Gracie. Yeah. Oh, hiya, Robert. Watching here in Limerick, just down the road from me. Oh, yes. I hope you're feeling better, Elvis lass, Michelle. Now, if we've gone all the way around. That's a lovely one of him and Kathy Westmoreland. Okay. Did I did give a cheer to Lewis, did I? We're getting the right one right. Pick of the week is this one with Dolores Hart. Now, isn't that cute? As I say, it's not. It can't be classed as a cold shower photograph, I suppose, but it's still cute. And Dolores, yes, Dolores, Sister Dolores now, isn't it? I'd love to be able to get Dolores on the show and have a wee chat with her, but I'm not too sure how I could get in touch with her directly, because I would need to actually get in touch with her directly. He was just so cute. Squeeze him. Yeah. And Denise says that's a good choice. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I thought that's the pick of the week. Has to be pick of the week. And it is cute. I agree. JC22 says cute. Tina says great photo. They would have made a cute couple. I agree. Hello? Hello?
Well, hello.
Well, Jeanette, how are you?
Yes. Hey, Steve. I'm doing just fine on this Saturday, which feels like a Sunday.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I said earlier on, it does still feel like a Sunday, even though it's a Saturday. I'll be all disorientated tomorrow. At 7:30 tomorrow, when I'm driving where we're going, I'll be thinking, now, why aren't I live?
Oh, but by the time you get there, you're not going to care about that. You're going to have a great time wherever you're going.
Yeah, I just hope the weather picks up, because it's been rainy all day today.
Oh, yeah? We're supposed to get a big storm here, I think, this tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah.
I'm on the West Coast, so we need it.
It's that time of year. It's all change, isn't
Yep.
it? Yeah. Unless you're in Australia, because if you're in Australia, you're probably looking forward to the summer.
Oh, that's right. It's all backwards there, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
No offense.
That's right. So what would you like to say?
What do I want to say? I have a lot to say, Steve. You know me, I've got a big mouth. So
Great.
I'm going to try to keep it short, everybody. But yes, the 68 comeback special was my vote. That's all I have to say. Bye. Just kidding.
Yeah. You could get so close to him, though, couldn't you?
That's why I said I would do that if I could sit right next to the stage and, touch his boot or something. I don't know.
I definitely think you would have been chosen, because I've seen your avatar and you are a pretty lady.
Oh, give me a break. Okay, you're too kind. I think that's why I like calling into the show. You're just so complimentary. But no, in all seriousness, wow, yeah, he was nervous, but holy smokes. Once he settled down, everything was just so awesome. I mean, you see him sitting down and performing, you see him standing up and performing, you hear him joking around. I mean, it was just so informal. And that's what I like, because I think his personality shines when he's in that comfortable setting.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was more nervous on the sit-down shows, because they were 2 days before. They were the 27th.
Right.
He'd loosened up a lot more by the 29th, and he could move around a lot more as well, because he was itching to stand up during the sit-down shows, wasn't he? But they wouldn't let him.
It sure looked that way.
Yeah.
And I think the second choice would have been the Sinatra show.
Yeah.
Only because that hair was the star of the show. But you get to see Sinatra, you get to see Sammy Davis Jr. doing all his impersonations, and he was doing his dancing, and I mean, all of that was cool. They didn't show, the whole show wasn't Elvis.
No.
But damn, didn't he not look absolutely gorgeous?
Yeah.
In those performances. And I know I have this little thing about Sinatra saying naughty things, bad things about Elvis and his music. So I'm not an Elvis scholar, everybody. So I don't know if the two of them had a mutual respect for each other after performing together, or if Sinatra still thought of him as, he's doing his thing, like not complimentary. I don't know.
I think Frank came round eventually. Yeah, I think he saw what a great, genuine guy he was, and they sort of, their paths crossed a few more times during the 60s. There's photographs taken of Elvis and Frank together when Elvis is giving out checks. And to all these sort of motion picture charities and things like that. So I think Frank came round. I really do.
Good. I would hope so. I mean, they were both talented in their own ways, right? So, but the 68 special, when he's singing that One Night with You, holy smokes. Like he couldn't contain himself when he was sitting down there. You know what he did with his guitar and his legs sticking out, like, holy crap. I probably would have jumped on that stage.
Yeah.
So maybe it was good I wasn't around back then.
Well, that bit where he does the jam, the baby, what you want me to do, and the girl strokes his leg, that would have been you.
Yeah.
That would have been you.
I think you know me too well, and we haven't even met in person. That's frightening. Yes, folks, I am that gal.
I always think it's kind of cute because just before she strokes his leg, she actually asks his permission. If you watch it closely, she said, and he gives her a little nod. Yeah, you can touch my leg. Yeah. I wonder what Priscilla thought, because Priscilla was at the all of them. I think she was at the sit-down shows and the stand-up shows.
Priscilla who?
Yeah, Priscilla who. Yeah. So there you
just kidding. No, I would have been so jealous. Oh my gosh, if I was Priscilla. Anyway, that's a whole different topic.
It is.
Great show as always.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Everybody have a great weekend. Have a great trip, Steve.
Thanks very much. I'll speak to you again.
Okay.
Cheers.
All right. Bye.
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 Yeah, I always think that's kind of a cutie part when he's doing the jam, filling in, and he is kind of crouching down by the edge of the stage, and his leg is just near her, and she kind of asks his permission. She puts, can I stroke your leg? Can I touch your leg? And he goes, and she gives it a wee a wee rub. Yeah, cute. Right, where was I? Was I going to do Song of the Week? I think I was, wasn't I? I just finished the pick of the week, hadn't I? Which was Dolores and Elvis on set. And everybody was saying how cute it was. Yes, Duncan says, great call, Jeanette. I agree. And Bossa Nova Baby says, love your voice, Jeanette. Yeah, we've all got lovely voices, haven't we? Yeah. And I think I was saying that I would just love to be able to speak to Dolores, Sister Dolores. I know there is a documentary floating around, isn't there? And it's on every so often. God is Bigger Than Elvis. I haven't seen it for a long time, and I've only seen it once. I must dig it out and watch it again because it must have been very interesting. Song of the Week. It kind of falls in with the result of the poll because my Song of the Week is a Chicago blues song and a blues standard written by Willie Dixon for Little Walter. It was released in 1955 on Checker Records, a subsidiary of Chess Records. The song was the only Dixon composition ever to become a #1 R&B single, and it was one of the biggest hits of their careers. And the song is My Babe. Elvis began singing it on stage in 1969 on his return to personal appearances. So that kind of falls in with the fact that the personal appearances won as the landmark date for the time travel poll. And what a great job he made of it too. And I'm going to link down below, at just about 5 minutes after the end of this video, a link for one of those live performances. Just so you can just click on it in the description box below and it'll take you there. And I did This Day in Elvis History, and Lois says I love that song, and that's a good pick. I just wanted to show that because that is, why not? It's an awesome picture. We could even say, apart from the pick of the week, we could also say that this one is the cold shower pick. So we've got a cold shower pick and a pick of the week. Have I done everything? I think I have. I've done Elvis history. I've done the song of the week. I did the poll. And I've taken phone calls. So yeah, my Babe is just an absolutely fantastic song. Fantastic song. Great choice. I also love My Babe. Wonderful scarf. Yeah, it's a great scarf. I wonder whether that was he didn't start throwing out scarves in 1969. I don't think, did he? Somebody might correct me, but that scarf really goes well with that black suit. Let's see. My accent sounds horrible compared to our many lovely callers. Gracie says, ooh, blue eyes. Yes, that's right. The color shows off his blue eyes. That's right. In fact, a lot of people are sort of referring to his blue eyes, and they really come out well on those photographs. The photographs taken on the 1st of August, because by the time they got round to doing the press conference, it was gone midnight, so it was the 1st of August, not the 31st. There's some absolutely fabulous shots. And I spoke to Anne Moses, who was the editor for Tiger Beat magazine, and she actually met Elvis at the 1969 press conference. And she said he was absolutely wonderful. Amazing photograph. Elvis so handsome. Yeah, he was. Great tan as well. And he looks like a Greek god in that picture, Robert says. I heard he got annoyed at a fan as she kept throwing the scarf back at him each time he gave it to her, and he got annoyed. I think there is a story going around about him doing that, yeah. But I mean, I would as well. I mean, do you not want the scarf? Well, you know, you were looking for it. I threw you the scarf, and then you keep throwing it back at me. So, yeah. Denise says, I remember Tiger Beat magazine. Yeah, well, check out those interviews I did with Anne, actually. It was a 2-parter. And as far as I remember, Anne actually visited Elvis on the set of Change of Habit as well. So I might get Anne back on to tell us about that. That would be a great idea, wouldn't it? So, Banjo Paul says, not at all, Jeanette. We love your accent, and I'm always on the same page as your thoughts. Yes, I mean, Jeanette is always a great call. Maxine's always a great call. Duncan's always a great call. So without further ado, I think I will call it a night. Thanks for everybody who called in, and for everybody that took part on the chat. And I'll see you on, let's see now, Wednesday. With lots more, including another poll and another topic. This day in Elvis history, Elvis photo of the week. Thanks again, I said, for joining me a day earlier. Until next time, take care of yourselves.